What up, peeps? It's your girl, Lash. Come back to Real Takes. Well, it's that time, guys. It's reaction time, and this is to the new series titled Willow. Now, I remember hearing this was in the works almost well over a year or so, maybe a year and a half, almost 2 years ago, and I was excited because I so enjoyed the film back in the 80s. I want to say 88 to be exact. I love fantasy films, and that was right up my alley. The casting on that, of course, Willow played by Warwick Davis. Then you had Matt Mortigan played by Val Kilmer, Sorsha played by Joanne Whalley, and then you had other cast. Of course, the main focus of this, getting to safety, and it was Elora Danan, if I'm saying the name correctly. And then, of course, we're dealing with, of course, his family, Willow's family, before he goes on his journey to get her to safety, Elora. Then we're dealing with the Bad Witch Queen, Queen Bad Morda. Hope I'm saying that last name because that's a tongue tire. And then the Good Queen, was it Finn? I want to say Finn, yes. And there were other characters and all, but those are the main ones that I'm just thinking off the top of my head. But such a great film. Definitely a little bit of, got your action, little, moments of comedy. It was just a great movie all around. A lot of people, I don't know, well, can't speak for everybody else, kept thinking, will they do, a sequel? Never got that, so it was a good standalone, didn't need to have anything else. So to bring it back to us doing an actual series, I kind of like where they're going with the premise of, we're seeing that we're probably will be getting introduced with some other characters, and then also maybe some characters from the original film. I'm looking forward to seeing who will be in this actual episode, besides, of course, Warwick Davis. That right there at the helm was just enough for me, because I want to see what kind of journey they will be on throughout all the episodes of the series. So I know this first episode is called The Gales, so with that said, let's go ahead and jump into it. Save the rest of my thoughts up for you guys.
I would have beaten you 5 moves back if it wasn't for that loose rock.
It's not about mastering the moves, Dade. It's about adapting to your terrain. And, I'm just better at that than you are. Yeah.
Superior in every way, Your Highness.
Going beyond the barrier.
Having these wild adventures like we've always talked about.
Yes, the prince, I believe, is hunting in the western wood.
Hunting? I wonder who's hunting today.
Yeah.
You saw nothing.
I saw everything.
You told me that. Okay.
I am going to.
This is what you've always wanted. Where you work far harder than anyone I've ever known.
And have you spoken to him yet?
Yes. I curtsied like a real lady. And then he sort of grunted and shuffled his feet.
I've had similar reports from the north. Settlements torched and abandoned. What if it's something else?
Nonsense. Nothing gets through the barrier, ever.
To the bride and groom, may they rule wisely and justly, and defend our realm till that day when the true empress, Elora Danan, returns.
This is all
Why are you down here? Maybe it's because you want me to tell you not to force your daughter into a loveless marriage. You married by Martin. Nothing easy about that choice. But at least you made it for the right reasons.
I'm tired.
How long can you keep it up?
As long as I have to.
Excuse me, just hey, I'm getting acquainted with my betrothed here. But you can go wherever you want. Because you made it abundantly clear. Say there was a tournament for my hand. We were competing. Do you think you would win? Are you scared you might blind my pretty twin brother?
I'm a little worried about that.
I don't want to miss. A prisoner. Sentenced to a life I didn't even choose.
No one chooses their life, Kit.
Or their mom.
That's right. And if you think I'm tough, you should have met mine.
It's fine. Everything's fine. Move everything over.
I
Explain
think you
it.
should stick to chasing girls.
Ooh.
Rather than sticking your nose in matters that you're incapable of understanding and are not your concern. Go to bed, both of you. In the morning you will apologize to the king and the prince. And then you will marry him.
Everybody loves you because you're so charming and fun. As long as they don't expect anything from you. Because the moment that they do, you'll just leave. Just like Dad.
My commitment to you. Just until I can get something more real.
I don't have anything for you.
That's okay. You can just look at me. Just like that.
I'm just asking you to wait a little bit longer. For what? You want to come? Yeah. You know what I want. I want to serve the Queen and defend her name.
We're under siege.
Bone movers.
Something else. Something worse.
Fellas, touch me, Cleaver. Oh man, I'm sorry. I thought you were totally gonna let go of her.
Where are you?
It was just behind me. Fighting that witch.
There's one. And no one lives in a village on the River Free. And I have a feeling he's expecting you. Be careful. We have enemies without and within. Fate of Tearsley may well rest on whether you succeed or fail.
I won't fail.
Kids like her father. She'll never stop looking for Eric.
I won't let anything happen to me.
You know, that's what I thought. I didn't realize you guys were pretty daft to follow us, considering we're all gonna die.
Wait, you think we're gonna die? I wish someone told me. I'm really scared of dying.
I want to help rescue the prince. Go home.
You don't understand. We're in love.
I don't have to break it to you, but Eric has been in love with quite.
Not like this. Not like us.
Have you ever been in a fight?
You mean like verbally?
I mean, like defending yourself against someone who wants to hurt you.
No. Have you? What is the barrier, actually?
It's a force field, forged by Rizal and Shelindria to protect the realm. It was a refuge for those who wanted a life that was more than just survival.
It was built for Elora Dannon.
What happened to her?
People say she's dead, but the prophecy says that one day she'll return and unite the world against forces of darkness.
If they fled, they went in a hurry.
Guys,
They never abandon their post.
Guys?
The void, who bear witness to his glory, the eternal one, the healer of worlds. The harbinger of the worm will come.
Unbelievable. You've got to admire her persistence.
No, she's gonna get herself killed.
If you're not vigilant at each moment, I swear you will not survive!
Oh my god. She could get on that daggone horse and get gone.
You're supposed to be dead!
I think you're thinking of someone else.
Kidding. I had you there, didn't I? I didn't read your mind. It's just... you remind me of your mother.
Your brother's alive, a prisoner of the withered throne, who dwells in the immemorial city that lies beyond the shattered sea.
So did you say beyond the shattered sea? Okay.
Beyond the edge of our world, into the unknown. It's the only way to...
Is.
So good to see you, Laura.
Did he just say...
No, you've made a mistake. That's not... I'm not at him.
You are Laura Dannon, last god of Chimeria, future empress, high priestess, sent from sorceress of the 9 realms, hope, against the evil coming to destroy us all.
What?
Alright, you guys, I enjoyed this episode. Definitely a lot going on. Definitely some reveals going on in this actual first episode. I like how we get introduced to an old character, of course, Queen Sorsha. And this one, played by Joanne Watley, was nice. We definitely see the dynamic with her being at the helm. You see her children. We see Princess Kit, and I think her son, Prince Eric. I've been saying that name correctly, because it's not spelled out the way I thought it was. And you can see with Kit, she definitely is a free spirit, definitely, you know, training, learning. The brother, he want to be a Casanova, just not doing what he's supposed to be doing. He does have a female he's seeing that he really does, you know, like and care for, named Dove. She just, you know, I think, want to say cook, you know, bakes and all, loves, you know, loves cooking and all that. Does, you know, makes, you know, good, you know, I want to say dangerous biscuits. You know, speaks very highly of her, you know, food skills. I love that. But there's definitely some darkness that is seeding. We do see like a little, you know, constant like noise and whispers of some sort of chant that Sorsha keeps catching. And you can tell she's starting to wonder, because the way they set up at the beginning, you're seeing, you know, a little bit of the paying homage to the original, where we were dealing with Willow, played by Warwick Dave. He's pretty much supposed to be the protector of Laura Dannon. And they're feeling like they've separated, so hopefully she is hidden very well. I can figure out where she's at, but definitely an importance with her. You know, of course, being somewhere where she's protected. Now, no one, of course, really knows, but Sorsha definitely knows. Couple things, you know, happening throughout this episode. Now, mind you, with her, she, you know, has to deal with her daughter, because there's something else going on with Kit, where she has an arranged marriage coming up. We get introduced to a character played by, I want to say, Tony Ravolori. I'm saying this last name correctly. And you can tell neither one of them wants to do that, but of course, parents, you know, in regards to these different houses with, you know, allyship, it's got to go down. But Kit's not having it. She, during dinner kind of acts out, whatever. And her mother's like, get your act together, whatever, and all you're doing is marriage. And then mind you, her friend Jade, who she does train with, whatever, she has her own ambition. And you can see, being that she didn't reveal it to Kit, she's feeling a little hurt. And you can see it's just kind of to the point where Kit's like, I need to be out there. I want to be out there amongst, what's going on. She's been kind of growing up sheltered, clearly. So in the midst of her trying to, leave, she's with Jade, you have a moment where some things are going on. Mind you, Sorsha does speak to a gentleman who's locked up during the dinner, when Kit is having her little moment, of her rant. His name, I want to say Thraxon. I hope I'm saying that correctly. I'm curious, the situation with that. He definitely has a backstory. I'm looking forward to that being fleshed out a little bit more. And pretty much when you see the scene where these things called the Gales show up, whatever, and they're trying to get close enough, to, I don't know what they were trying to do. I don't know if they're trying to put fear, like, we're here, we're going to, get some evil. They were looking for somebody specific. Now, mind you, I'm thinking it might have been like Kit. They might be trying to find Laura Dannon. Not sure what's going on. But in the end, with whatever they were doing, they set it up where it was kind of some sort of a smokescreen because they ended up taking the Prince Eric. And it looks like now they have this situation where Queen Sorsha has to make a decision of sending out a group of people to go find him. Now, she knows that, a dear friend, an old friend, is going to be able to be the one that's going to have to help that group that that she's going to put together, and she says he's going to be, of course, waiting for you. He knows you'll be coming, and that is Willow. I like how, of course, you see one of her military men, of course, Jade, Princess Kit, then Thraxon's out of that, and looks like Graydon goes on that, and it just looks like they're off heading out, but then they see another person who's kind of on their own, whatever, and she's kind of stuck in her ways, and that's Dove. Now, mind you, with the Prince, they have a little moment, her and Prince Eric, and Dove, where they, what's the word I want to say, or how I want to phrase this, kind of, say they're in love to each other, because he really feels like, he really cares for her. At first, it's kind of hard because he goes through women, so she doesn't know how he feels. He does see a moment where she catches, these two young ladies, and one in particular who's very beautiful, decked out in this beautiful gown and headpiece, and she just sees him, and he's kind of like, no, like, he's used to that. So he's kind of turned off, but in the end, he does care for Dove. She ends up showing up while they're on their mission, and they're like, you're going to get him, well, you need to go back. He's like, no, he cares about me. He doesn't care really about you. He's just, doing his thing, whatever, but we have unspoken. Doesn't realize that he pretty much in some ways kind of proposed so they can be together, hence before he was kidnapped. So we see the traveling. They come across a couple kind of just grotesque men. One thing I did catch was one of them saying, oh, I thought you were this to Thraxon. He's like, oh, you might get somebody confused with me, and he decks the guy off of his horse. Now again, definitely some layers there with Sorsha, and then with this individual knowing him. So that's why I said I'm looking forward to seeing him eventually confide in somebody. I don't know who it's going to be, or we finding out more and more people that come into contact with him, and we start seeing the other ones notice that there's a lot more story to him. So I like that, because I was curious about him inside the jail, hair all in his face, he's head down, blah, blah, blah. So I know Sorsha feels like he would definitely be a good person to help the team, and that's why she really wanted. They didn't really care for him to go, but I feel like he's going to have some smarts to help them. They eventually show up. A guy's like a decoy, as Willow, but Willow eventually comes out, and I like how he lets it be known in regards to the situation that they have to deal with in regards to getting back the Prince. But you see the look on his face when he sees a face that he actually sees as familiar, and he does a little test where it was a hidden mark, within a Laura Dannon, and it looks like the Laura Dannon is amongst the group, and that's Dove. And I'm just like, oh my goodness. She's like, no, I'm not nobody. He's like, you shouldn't be here, whatever, because they're going to be heading to, and I had to write it down, the Shattered Sea. They have to go beyond the Shattered Sea. And Thraxon was just like, oh no, I've never been that far. Like, I don't know, but it's like they have no choice because that's where the Gales took the Prince. So with us now seeing that, Laura Dannon was living amongst the people, had no clue. Now Willow is going to be head of this, team on this journey, and they're going to be traveling, and it's going to be ranged. I'm curious to see who he's going to bring with him, as well as with the group that's already established. But I'm going to be here for all of just everything they're going to be going through, all the shenanigans, the action, certain chosen words. I just want to see how this is all going to turn out, and I want to see how Elora Danan comes into her own when Willow probably has a nice little talk with her. Hopefully it'll be something more of like a one-on-one. I'm really looking to that. So with that said, you guys, comment below, let me know what you think, and with that said, I'll see you guys in the next reaction. You guys take care.